The Diaoyu Islands dispute has aroused a nationwide voluntary boycott of Japanese products in China. The automobile industry, as one of the economic foundations of Japanese export and investment, has suffered most. We talked with researchers at National School of Development of Peking University on the issue's inevitable impacts on Japanese trade.
Sales of Japanese cars in China are in a free fall as a response to the Japanese government's purchase of the Diaoyu Islands. A number of Japanese manufacturers in China have been forced to temporarily suspend operations, and production volume has been reduced to half its usual amount following the Chinese National Day holiday. A report by J.P. Morgan released Tuesday projected a 70% decrease of Japanese auto exports to China in October to December, as well as a 40% drop of auto parts and other consumer products.
Now, if Japanese car is not get sold in China, well, that's most happy for say, Germany. They're going to grab the market, the Philippines. They might welcome the Japanese car manufacturer to move their factories from China to Philippines or to Vietnam. But I think that's just individual countries that might gain from the China-Japan conflict, but for the society, for the entire world, as I said before, there's going to be a deadweight loss.
Toyota sales in September decreased 49% year-on-year compared to a soaring increase of 55% in BMW sales. Combining the recent recall incident, Toyota's share price fell nearly 2% on Wednesday. But Toyota is not the only company suffering. After surviving the earthquake last year, Japan's auto industry is taking another hard hit. Mitsubishi saw a massive dip in sales of 63%, while Honda suffered 41% loss and Nissan ended up 35% below in September. The tourism industry is another victim of the Sino-Japan disputes. So far, more than 43,000 seats have been cancelled flights going to and from China and Japan. The aftermath of the disputes may cause Japan's economy to shrink 0.8% in the fourth quarter, compared to previous estimations of no growth. Many manufacturers are beginning to wonder when this dispute will come to an end.
Say another 3 to 6 months, might be over a year or so. It would depend on how Japanese government responded to Chinese emotional response. Of course, I know it's very difficult for Japanese politicians. All they want is to gain the elections.
Japan made more than $200 billion in trade with its neighbor China last year. This figure is predicted to have done for in 2012.